It is the Country 107 Morning Show, Hunter Brothers with Lost. Good morning, I'm Dave Anthony, and the Country 107 Morning Show has found our way to Blumenort. JT Store and Diner here. We're all set up. Coffee is flowing and morning. Come on down and join us. We're going to have a lot of great conversations throughout the day, and we're pleased to be joined now with Principal Mr. Dave Shetler. Sir, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so take us back. How long have you been principal here in Blumenort?
Well, this is year number 7.
Okay, so what's it been like being principal at Blumenort for the last 7 years?
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, great community. The parent connections have been amazing. Kind of neat to see the little ones, like I say, grow from kindergartners and now making their way through, and then eventually you see them graduate, you know, from grade 8 at our school. So it's a neat process. It
must be. And for you to kind of be with them every step of the way, what's that like to see them go from like kids into actual adults?
It's quite the change, you know, where, you know, you see them coming up to your knees, you know, as kindergartners, and then by the time they get to grade 8, some of them are looking down on you.
Yeah, no kidding. So to be here in Blumenort with the community, and again, you see so many kids now sticking around or coming back. What's that like to see them giving back to the community that really helped them so much growing up?
Yeah, it's kind of nice to see. You know, there's a strong community connection here. And I find in our entire area, you know, southeastern Manitoba, no different here in Blumenort. Nice to see the young students that have come through our school come back and volunteer, come back as parents, you know, and the such. So it's quite neat to see.
Talking with Principal Dave Shetler now, sir. You talk about the young parents and the young students, you know, staying around Blumenort. It's a great opportunity for young teachers to really come in and make an impact and really fall in love with the community of Blumenort.
Totally true. Over the years, we've had a number of young teachers that have come into our school just based on the transition of our teachers from one job to another job within our area. And so we've had a lot of openings, and this year, no different as well. So we're a growing community, which gives us an opportunity of seeing some of the student teachers that are out there and now joining our school. So it's been a good process.
Yeah, we were lucky enough. We had Michelle Plett, who now is, I believe, a grade 8 teacher in your school. She used to work around with us, and she's a breath of fresh air.
She sure is. Great teacher, and like I said, been with us on and off for about the last 2 years at our school. And yeah, I'd love to be able to have her come around for one more year with us.
Well, there's a lot of great stuff going on in Blumenort this morning and always going on at the schools, and I'm sure parents and students are very happy to hear from you, and I want to thank you for all that you do. So thanks for joining us here this morning, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
All right, so just like Mr. Shetler, come on down, enjoy some coffee. We'll have some conversation, and it's going to be a great day here. The Country 107 Morning Show is on the road at Blumenort. We got your weather details and Jimmy Allen next. It's Dallas Smith sleeping around on Country 107. Good morning. It's 9:24. I'm Dave Anthony, and the Country 107 Morning Show is on the road. We're at JT's Store and Diner, and I have had my first cup of coffee, and it is so good. And the best part is priced just right. It's free for as long as the Country 107 Morning Show is here. Now, the breakfast looks pretty amazing, too, as there's a couple of fine patrons enjoying their morning meals. And this is really the place to be in Blumenort. And I'm pleased to be joined with Karen Doyle as part of the Blumenort Fair Council, or I guess is it a council now, Karen?
No, it's still just a committee, and I'm sorry I really have to do this on live air, but my name is actually Karen Hopkins, so we're just gonna go with that. But you know, Doyle, that's my maiden name. It's all good. But yeah, this we love this place, this store, and the restaurant. The food is so good, and
yes, you know, and the cool part is the community comes down, and you were mentioning it. You come from a bigger city. What was it like moving here to Blumenort back in 2004?
It was really hard to get used to the quiet. It was very, very quiet. I came from a big city where it's noise all the time. But you know what? It's wonderful. I would never move back to the city.
Now, the cool part about the Blumenort Fair is it continues to grow, and it continues to be something very special for residents here in Blumenort. Just being a part of it and being behind the scenes and putting so much time and effort, what's it been like to see it grow?
Oh, it's been wonderful. You know, you have these ideas in the back of your head and you think, how am I going to pull it off? And the community comes together and it gives you the money to be able to pull it off. And then you see it come to fruition and people having a good time and enjoying themselves. And it's all worth it, all the effort.
What does it mean to you, Karen, that the community and just the people of Blumenort love both the summer and winter fairs so much? What does it mean to you that they just appreciate what you do?
It means a lot to me personally because I do put so much time and effort into it. And you think, you know, you plan these things, you think, oh, what if it's a big failure? And then when you see families laughing and enjoying themselves and helping each other. I mean, in the wintertime, we did a grocery scramble with the adults and they were out there having a ball. It's all worth it. I just love doing it. I would do it continually, as long as people keep enjoying it.
I think people are going to keep enjoying it for a long time. Talking with Karen Hopkins about the Blumenort Fair, which is coming up when?
June 28th and 29th, so really coming up fast, really fast.
All right, so can you kind of give us some insight about what we can expect this year at the fair?
Well, we have our staples, so Friday night's going to be our outdoor movie, and then Saturday we're going to kick off with a big breakfast put on by the RM of Hanover and the LUD of Blumenort. The committee, we buy all of it, but if we couldn't do it without those guys. And then, moving in, we have our parade, as per usual, and then we're going to have bands, as per usual. And I'm really, really excited this year that the Jake Breaks are going to be back as our headliners. I'm really excited about that. And then fireworks, always the fireworks.
How much do kids love seeing the fireworks?
Never mind the kids, how much do the adults? I love the fire. That's my favorite part of the whole weekend.
It is. It's so great. We cannot wait for that coming up on the 28th and 29th of June. I know there's a lot of work that still needs to go into it, but the community, I am sure, really appreciates all that you do. And we can't thank you enough for taking some time for us here this morning. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, and thank you for all of your support, especially Blumenort. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, to the great people at Blumenort, come on down, get some coffee. We'd love to chat with you. What is your favorite memory of a past fair, whether it be summer or winter? Come down and tell us over a cup of coffee. We're at JT's Store and Diner. We're going to be here until 11 o'clock, so come on down. As long as we're here, the coffee's free.
3107.
It's the Country 107 Morning Show, the new one from Dean Brody, Whiskey in a Teacup. Good morning. It is 9:34. I'm Dave Anthony, and the Country 107 Morning Show is on the road. We're here in Blumenort at the great Two Peppers restaurant. It's fantastic. Roberto has only threatened to kick me out once because I'm a Leafs fan, so far it's a pretty good day. He's bragging about the Jets, and I can't blame him for that, as I'm pleased to be joined now with Pastor Barry Plent of Blumenort Church. Sir, thank you so much for coming in today and taking a little time for us. How long have you lived now in Blumenort?
I've lived here in Blumenort all my life, which would be 51 years.
Well, you don't look 51, let me tell you. Over 50 years. What's it been like to see the community grow and change in the last 50 years?
It's been exciting to see it grow. It's grown from an agricultural small town to people moving in from all over the place and appreciating some of the small town dynamics that Blumenort has.
Yeah, you talk about those dynamics and people moving in. Is that just why is Blumenort such a special place for these people that come from different areas, and what makes Blumenort so special?
I think it'd be impossible for us to divorce some of the dynamics in our town from its Christian roots and heritage. And so some of the values that exist in our schools are not separate from the values that some of our forefathers had that moved here in 1874.
It's wild because there's so many great families that still live in Blumenort, and there's so much great rooted nature here. You probably still have contact with families, that you've known for over 50 years now.
Yeah, there's been a lot of strong families that were part of the agricultural community that have lived here for a long time, but we're really glad for all the new people that have moved in and for the relationships that we've been able to build.
Talking with Pastor Barry Plett, Blumenort Church, what's it been like to see just the church grow over the years and get kind of move in new and exciting directions?
It's forced us to kind of think about the community and how it's changing. And one of the things that has resulted in is us thinking about the word Mennonite and how cultural is that. And is that a good name, and does that sometimes keep people from attending our church because they don't feel like they have Mennonite cultural roots? And so some of those things are things that we think about and talk about.
And this is a great place to do that. You get coffee here in a great place like Two Peppers. You get Roberto, who's just such a great member of the community. And there seems to be a lot of pride of people that live here. Do you get that sense?
Yeah, I think pride. We tend not to want to think of ourselves as being proud people, but we are grateful for the community and for the people, the businesses, the number of jobs that are available here in the community is a really positive thing.
And it seems like a really close-knit community as well. We were talking to Karen about the Blumenort Fair and how families go out there in generations. We were talking with Principal Dave Shetler, how he's watched students go through the school system. I'm sure you can talk endlessly about watching, younger kids grow up and become amazing adults and start running parents' businesses. And just what's it been like to kind of, when you think about it all, to sit back and look at just how amazing it's been to live here in Blumenort?
That's being here for a while is one of the advantages of being here for a while is that you get to see some of the kids grow up. Roberto, for example, would be one of them. He was in my youth group years ago and was a bit of a mischievous character. And the truth is I actually married the guy on April 1st, if you actually believe that.
I do. He's giving you he quickly looked back to make sure you were telling not too many bad stories there. But again, you just see that relationship that you have with Roberto, and I'm sure there's a lot of great relationships like that throughout the community of Blumenort. That's really special.
Yeah, it's been really good. I appreciate it.
Well, come on down and join us for coffee. Let's start building some more special relationships here, because we're going to be here till 11 o'clock having coffee and telling stories. Pastor Barry Plett of Blumenort Church, thank you so much for coming in today. We greatly appreciate it. And we didn't make any fun of you, which is good. I mean, Roberto might later. He gets the last word, so you may have to watch out there.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much, sir. We are here down in Blumenort at Two Peppers. Come on down, join us for coffee and a great conversation. The Country 107 Morning Show is on the road again. It is the Country 107 Morning Show. Joe Nichols, gimme that girl. Good morning. It is 9:47. I'm Dave Anthony. The Country 107 Morning Show is on the road. We're here in Blumenort at Two Peppers, and Roberto, the owner, who's been here now. How long have you owned this place now, Roberto?
Oh, it's been 10 years already.
And what a great 10 years it's been, I'm sure. It's such a great place to be. We can't thank you enough for having us down here. The coffee is delicious. This has got to be some of the best coffee around, eh?
Well, we try to make it hot.
And it is. That's good. Now, the best thing about coffee, it's got to go with a good breakfast, right? And tell me a little bit about the breakfast deals you got going on here, because I see a lot of happy people eating brekkie.
Yeah, we kind of got some unique breakfasts. If you're into some Mexican breakfasts, we got huevos rancheros, some burritos, some breakfast tacos, all that stuff. And then our traditional breakfasts as well. But yeah, you can get anything that's a little bit different than what you'll normally find in a diner. So come check it out, and you'll be surprised at what you find.
Do people like the different options that you have here?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think just the diversity of being able to have a Roberto special or something that's a little different, right? It just creates that buzz sometimes that you don't get in a different location.
No, and you get great conversation here, too. I know that you get to smile and talk with everybody that comes in. That's got to mean a lot to you, that you know a lot of your people on a first-name basis.
Yeah, for sure. We're a community. We're a small-town community, and that's why we are here. We're here to serve the community and bring services to the community, and with that is relationships, and that's number one, our goal. But it's always fun to meet new people, so we invite anyone that's from outside the community to come in and see what we're all about.
We're here at Two Peppers at JT's Store and Diner, so come on down. We're going to be here till 11 o'clock. Join us. Free coffee for as long as we're here. Get yourself some delicious breakfast as well. It's going to be fantastic. Coming up after 10 o'clock, Kevin Medeiros, LED, is going to join the program. We're going to talk a little bit about just the growth of Blumenort and what maybe is coming up in the near future. That is coming up with Kevin Medeiros, and we'll have more with Roberto, who's going to put a different hat on. We're going to talk Fire Hall coming up after 10 o'clock as well. The Country 107 Morning Show is on the road. We're at Two Peppers in Blumenort.
Messed up, but we're all right.
Kenny Chesney's American Kids on Country 107. Good morning. It is 10:12. I'm Dave Anthony. A great time here at Two Peppers in Blumenort. The Country 107 Morning Show is on the road, and we've got to talk a little bit about everything, whether it's the Blumenort Fair coming up in June, whether it's the school system with Principal Dave Shetler, or talking about the Jets. And Kevin Medeiros, noted Jets fan, you got to be pretty hyped up about that win yesterday, eh?
Absolutely. It's good to see them come back.
Yeah, well, they put themselves in a hole, but they dug out of it, and that's really what it's all about. And we're here enjoying the great community of Blumenort. And again, you've been talking with Roberto now for an hour. It seemed like this is one of those places that just people come and they're very happy here.
Oh, it's a great place to come and great place to eat. Can't complain myself.
Yeah, you had brekkie this morning. How was it? What'd you have?
I had the Roberto special.
It was that good, eh?
It was good.
Now, Kevin, this is your first year as an LED. What's it been like seeing the community of Blumenort grow?
It's been interesting. We got a good couple predecessors before us to show us the ropes, and we have Roger showing us the ropes as well. And he's a great person to be our chair and show us how things work.
I know as a younger, now newer LED, just to have those guys that did it before you and kind of pass the torch, that's got to mean a lot to you and your group.
Oh, absolutely. They set a bar, and we're hoping to just keep up with them.
So how long have you lived in Blumenort now?
It's been almost 15 years we've lived here.
All right, so think back 15 years and just tell me a little bit about maybe you would like to see Blumenort grow in different ways. How would you like to see the community kind of grow going forward?
They have a couple new subdivisions coming in, which should be a big change for the community. When I first moved here, there was one street, I believe, behind the school. So it's been quite an incredible growth.
And there's still more growth on the way. I think the road improvement as well is coming up.
Yeah, we have a few road improvement projects coming this year. One in front of the school we're getting tenders on right now, and just a few projects that need to get wrapped up that. Yeah,
that's great. And now we were talking with many people throughout. Some people have lived here, like Pastor Barry Pletz lived here over 50 years, but Karen Hopkins moved here in 2004. Just for you and being here the last 15 years, what's it been like to have people move here or have people come here to work? There's thousands of jobs here in Blumenort. What's it like to have people come here and be a part of the community?
It's a really good community to be a part of. The town, I call it a town, feels more of a family than a community, and you know what? It's a good family place to have family and business, and it's good.
Just you, a member of that community, what does it mean to you to have that family feel here in Blumenort? I know it's easy to say it feels like a family, but as a resident, what does it mean to you?
It's nice to know when your kids are growing up that it's not a race to get out of here. I know a lot of people that have grown up here and live here, and hopefully that'll be the same for me down the road. So.
Kevin, thank you so much for joining us here today, and hopefully you enjoyed breakfast. We're going to keep watching highlights of Jets game. It's going to be great. Come on down and join us. We're at Two Peppers here in Blumenort. Coffee is on the house as long as we're here, so come on down, join us for coffee, and get yourself some breakfast as well. The Roberto Special, I think that's the go-to. Big thanks to Kevin Medeiros. We're going to have more with Roberto, and we may even hear from Bob Brandt coming up in just a little bit as well. The Country 107 Morning Show is on the road. We're in Blumenort. It's the Country 107 Morning Show, Emerson Drive and Doc Walker. Let it roll. 1028. I'm Dave Anthony, and the Country 107 Morning Show is enjoying a great day here at Two Peppers in Blumenort. The morning show is on the road, and it's been such a great morning. Roberto has been kind enough to host us here. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of laughs here. Roberto, is it always this friendly?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. We got probably the friendliest people around, right? That's why we're Friendly Manitoba. We're just trying to represent.
You've only made fun of my looks, being a Leafs fan, and a couple other things. But yeah, it's just cool. I mean, it's a great time here, and just the closeness you have with the people. You really consider everybody a friend.
Yeah, I think growing up in the community and having a lot of ties to the community that way, you get to know a lot of people that way. And so, yeah, in a sense, some of them are an extension of the family, and they're also willing to accept me for how I look, and as a Jets fan, Dave, so.
Yes, and it's all in good fun here today. It's been fantastic. Now, I'm going to get you to take your community member hat off and put your Hanover Fire Department hat on. So there's a building that's been worked on for a little while now. Tell us about what's coming here in Blumenort.
Yeah, we're really excited, actually. So I'm sure you've seen our nice, beautiful building that is going to be our fire hall coming up here. We're really excited to start serving the community July 1st. And we've been in training now for almost 2 years. So we've been putting in the effort, and just can't wait to get our trucks in there and be a presence in our community.
So before we get into your training, how long of a process has this been, getting a fire hall here in Blumenort?
I'm sure it's been a process for many, many years. Since I've been involved from the volunteer side of things, it's been about 2 years that we've been working towards meeting the goals of education and learning what we need to learn to be able to serve our community properly. So it's been a process and quite a bit of commitment, so we've been unable to serve most of the time while we were in training. So, you really have to give the guys a lot of credit for sticking around and following through with all the commitments that come with being a volunteer.
Talking with Roberto now, a member of the Hanover Fire Department, the new fire hall opening up on July 1st. We cannot wait to see inside there and get a whole look around. You said you've been training for 2 years, but you've actually got to go out and see fire scenes for yourself, right? Like, who have you been teaming up with?
Yeah, so we're actually a part of Hanover Fire Department. So we're really fortunate that we can join join Hanover. They're a well-oiled machine, and there's 3 stations with Grunthal, Kleefeld, and Bothwell, and we're going to be the 4th station, Blumenort, joining them. And we work together in many joint training scenarios, and they've been an excellent example for us, and they've put in a lot of time in helping us along and getting us ready. And we've been able to attend calls with Bothwell and learn with them as well. And they have been so gracious throughout Hanover. There's 72 volunteers in Hanover Fire Department, and we're just happy to be a part of them.
Now, I can tell you're excited. I'm sure the crew, a 14-member crew, is excited. Is the community excited? Is there a buzz about the building and having it here in Blumenort?
Oh, absolutely. I have people approach me all the time asking me questions, which is great. I think everyone sees the shiny building and is interested, and we can't wait to have a big grand opening coming up soon, and invite the community down to show them what we actually are and how we're going to be able to serve them.
Is Country 107's invitation in the mail for that grand opening?
It is always open, Dave.
Even for Leaf fans. I like that. Thanks, Roberto. More with Roberto coming up a little bit later on this morning. We also have Bob Brandt in the building. We're going to be joined by Bob coming up after our weather details. The Country 107 Morning Show is on the road. We're at Two Peppers in Blumenort. It is the Country 107 Morning Show. Friends of the show, Chris Buckman and their new one, Good Old Days. Good morning, it's 10:44. I'm Dave Anthony, and I am here with the man, the myth, the legend, Bob Brandt. And Bob, you actually, we were just talking about the Jets game. Pretty exciting one last night, eh?
That was what you call a roundup, that one.
Yeah, overtime win. They get it going back to Winnipeg. So do you like their chances going forward?
I would think so. I think the momentum is now on the side of Winnipeg, so we'll see.
Best of 3, home ice advantage, you'll take it, right? Bob, how long have you been a Hanover counselor now?
We finished 12 years at the end of October, and this is my 13th year.
My goodness, that is a long time. What's it been like being a Hanover counselor? I know that's a big question, but I see you come in and everybody knows you by your first name, and everybody's kind of got a little joke with you. Just what's it been like over the last 13 years being a counselor?
It's been very positive. We have strong support from the people around here. The Blumenort community is a positive community. They're forward-looking people. They're entrepreneurial. They like to get things done. So it's a pleasure working with them.
Well, you are definitely a man that likes to get things done, so I can see why you like it here in Blumenort, to be sure. Now, there's 2 new developments that Kevin Medeiros was talking about earlier this hour. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, it's an ongoing development. Like we talk about new developments, but actually they are an extension of the old developments, except for the one new development which has a lot of commercial space coming up. We're really looking forward to more commercial development. Blumenort is very strong on commercial, so.
Now, with that also keeps taxes low, and Blumenort posts a pretty cool thing about being debt-free, right?
Yeah, we've been debt-free for years, and partially due to the fact that we have a very strong commercial base. Like, most people don't know it, but we got somewhere between 13 to 1,500 jobs in this town, and with a population of probably between 1,800 and 2,000 people. So I think that's a huge accomplishment. And the one thing that's a real plus for the business community coming to Blumenort is the fact that our taxes are low. You can save yourself a ton of money by locating your businesses here.
There you go. That's a pretty good statement to make. Talking with Bob Brandt here at Two Peppers in Blumenort. The Country 107 Morning Show is on the road. Bob, we look back over the last 13 years, what it's been like, but how would you like to see Blumenort grow over the next 5, 10, 20 years?
I would like to see the commercial part grow more. I would like to see one big project landed, like some big investor throwing a multiple bunch of jobs into here.
What do you think needs to happen for that to become a reality?
Right people, right place, right time.
Bob, I thank you very much for taking some time for us today. I really appreciate you hanging out, enjoying the great coffee here and the great conversation. Thank you so much for doing this.
You betcha.
The very popular Bob Brandt here at Two Peppers in Blumenort.
For IVs.
Holy cow. Hey, it is the Country 107 Morning Show. Lenko's Born to Love You. Hey, good morning. I'm Dave Anthony. The conversation and laughs continue here at Two Peppers. And Roberto, it's been just a great day here so far. I know that you've been you've been able to sit down with us, and it's because of the hardworking people around here. Just what can you say about the staff here that you have to work with?
Well, I have fantastic staff. They've been with me for a long time, and they're all friendly faces, and they love serving the good, authentic Mexican food and some traditional Mennonite stuff as well. So come for lunch and enjoy some of that great staff and food that we have to share with you guys.
And I love the atmosphere too. It's very, very great. I'm going to be making my way here for lunch at noon. What do you think I should get?
Well, today's special is a little Mexican taco salad, but we threw in a little bit of zama borscht in there just for the Mennonite flavor.
It is it's a beef and bean taco salad with soup. It's a great special here at Two Peppers. So come on down and join for lunch. It's going to be great. We can't thank you enough for having us here this morning, and just to see people come in and be so happy to talk about what's going on in Blumenort. What's that like for you?
It's been great. The smiling faces, it's our goal to put a smile on our face every morning, and I think it's just the community is just a reflection of who we are and what we like to show other people that come and join us in our community. So.
You talked about people moving here and how many jobs are here. I think that's really eye-opening, just how many jobs are created because of the great atmosphere here in Blumenort. And it's growing too. Like this, Blumenort is really trending upwards.
For sure it is. There's some exciting new developments coming into town, and it's because of the great businesses that we have in town, like some of the great business such as Granny's and Steve's Livestock and KK Penners and Penner Farm Service. These guys are all they support me, and I try to support them, and we all try to create an atmosphere that makes it welcoming, and there's lots of opportunities. So next time, maybe if you're looking for work or something like that, there might be an opportunity for you here, and who knows, you might be able to join our community as well.
Yeah, speaking of the businesses, I mean, we were talking earlier about some businesses that actually got too big for the area and had to move on. That says a lot about the people that not only operate the businesses, but just how much people care about them here in Blumenort.
Yeah, we have we are a small town as well, so I might borrow a bag of sugar to my neighbor and he might give me a bag of flour in return, but we're good with that. So we help each other out and support each other as well.
It's been a great morning here, and it's going to continue on. Never stops here at both JT Store and Diner as well as Two Peppers. And again, just a great atmosphere, friendly place to be. And we can't thank you enough, Roberto, for putting on a couple of different hats with us today, including talking about the Fire Hall, which is opening up on July the 1st. We thank you so much for hosting us here, and it was a really great day. Thank you, sir.
It's been a pleasure, Dave. Go Jets, right?
Yes, I'll go Jets. But tonight it's Go Leafs. Can you give me a Go Leafs? So close. We were right there. Big thanks to Roberto, the amazing staff, to all the guests that stopped by, Kevin, Karen, as well as Mr. Bob Brandt, Principal Dave Shetler. Thank you so much. The Country 107 Morning Show on the road.